Oh yeah, is that the new season?
Yeah, new season starts tomorrow.
Why are you gonna play New Diablo? I thought you were gonna send New Diablo out.
Nope.
I'll have to check that out.
Thorks are gonna be. I'm gonna like mainline Thork.
Did you change your mind? I thought you had new job responsibilities and you couldn't make time for the gameplay.
Well, it was between that and WoW.
Why have I turned into that gentle southerner? All I want to do.
Don't know, but it's making me very uncomfortable.
Is whisper sweet nothings in your ear.
Oh God!
Tell you all about.
God.
What's funny is that it kind of sounds like you're switching between 3 different southern accents.
It's true, and I think that's why it's making me so uncomfortable.
That is extremely racist. We live in an age where multiculturalism is everything, and that is why I would like to tell you about how corn is always interesting.
Hey, it's got the juice, man.
Corn is multicultural. We got yellow corn, we got Indian corn, we got probably other kinds of corn as well.
Blue corn.
What makes the waffles? That's right.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, you know what? The internet has been seriously pussified since we were in high school, because
it's
now you
true.
do a Google image search for blue waffles, and you literally have Eggo waffles that are just, you bring them into Photoshop and tint them blue. The fuck's that bullshit?
Actually, fun story. Those are an actual thing.
Yeah, that's
I've
great.
seen
That's a
them
great
in the
idea.
store.
Great idea from Eggo. Because probably got fucking millennials giving us sad ideas. You're like, hey, remember blue waffles?
No, but what probably was a millennial in a meeting who like said it as like a joke, and then everybody was like, "Oh, that's not a bad idea."
We have no idea what the internet is. That sounds spectacular. Blue waffles. Who would have thought of that?
Yeah, some fucking boomers were like, "Yeah, we'll sell blue waffles. Kids will love them."
Do you remember? There used to be an ad about red, white, and blue pancakes. I think it was a Denny's commercial, if I'm remembering right. It was just like red, white, and blue pancakes, and some guy, an old cowboy, was eating the pancakes. I want to say waffles so badly. Old cowboy was eating the pancakes, and another guy sat down next to him and was like, "Wow, red, white, and blue pancakes. What do those taste like?" And he was just like, "America."
Freedom. Freedom.
Jesus Christ.
What does it taste like? A big old bowl of fuck off?
What's it taste like? Gay marriage is illegal. Hey, it was the right year, right part of the country.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, shit.
I've got Risk Raid streaming if you want to play that.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Yeah, we should just start. Masami came on, and I spammed her a whole bunch of times, and she's not. I hope you're embarrassed,
She's ignoring
Masami.
us. It's okay.
Harsh. That's
okay.
harsh.
It's okay. She's well, I'm not gonna say that. That's mean. I would never compare anybody to my exes. That's just wrong.
Oh yeah, leave them in the past, with all their STDs that you have moved on from, because you have access to penicillin. Because we live in America.
Why is everything circling back to America tonight? These are questions.
Because America, fuck yeah. See, the fucking Twitch API works just fine. Meanwhile, Google, yeah, it is Google, being a bunch of fucking twats. Hate that shit so much. Alright. Are we streaming? Oh, shit. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Church Podcast. My name is DrNiggle. I'm joined by OmegaConstruct, and yeah.
Hello.
We are the Church of Podcast Chonkwij.
The Church of Podcast. The Chonkwij Podcast Church. The fuck were you even doing? All right, so yeah, Risk of Rain. Omega's been playing Risk of Rain for a little while now, and I enjoy watching him play it because it's an extremely ADHD-centric game. There's a lot. There's just a lot. I'm predicting this will not end well. 209 health. After you played that robot, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's another beetle queen.
Cray. So, what were we talking about?
Medal count update. The U.S. is solidly in the lead.
We have more metal than other countries?
We have more medals in the Olympics.
The what?
Exactly.
So, Prison Architect 2 has been delayed. Oh, I missed the word indefinitely. Well, no, yeah, that puts a whole new spin on the article. Prison Architect 2 has been delayed indefinitely, and all pre-orders were refunded. So this happened. This is a game that I've been watching because I like Prison Architect. But whatever. Thank you for posting the article. I think Omega.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be out. I think March this year. Yeah, it was supposed to be out on March 23rd, and then it got pushed to May 7th, and then it got pushed to September 3rd, and now the September 3rd date has been pushed indefinitely. So Paradox says, we're trying to improve the game's performance and its content before releasing releasing it to the public. We're raising the quality a bit more to meet the standards we would like to achieve with this sequel. And the actual reason, of course, why Paradox is probably taking their time with this, or that the developer is pushing Paradox to not release it, is because, and Paradox is not objecting, is because Paradox, if you remember, tried to release alongside with Colossal Order City Skylines 2 a little while back, and that game fucking sucks.
It was a steaming pile of dog shit.
Fucking embarrassing is a great way to describe City Skylines 2. The game that came out and was so unoptimized that the best top high-end PCs could only max out at like 20 FPS. There was no mod support or custom assets, and the game was literally trash. So yeah, Paradox is probably enthusiastic about preventing a repeat incident like that. So Prison Architect 2, though I imagine significantly less complicated than City Skylines, is getting pushed. So, womp womp.
Oh. There she is. She's arrived.
Oh, holy shit. Hi, Masami.
Hi.
Are you underwater? Are you being super quiet? More from Masami
Blink.
later.
Blink twice if you need assistance.
Okay.
I'm activating push to talk because, things and stuff. You're getting me from the living room, so congratulations.
Excellent. Okay. Masami, live from the living room.
It's Monday night. Sorry.
It's Monday night basted.
It's actually Monday night, so that's something.
All right, everybody chin up, okay? Optimism here, because this is the last Monday of the week.
It's true. And it is the first day of the last week of my current job. Thank Jesus. My manager messages me today and says, "Hey, I've uploaded HR's request for your exit survey. Can you go ahead and do that?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And
I would love to.
He said, "Hey, I want you to be brutally honest." My immediate response was, "Are you sure about that?" In the John Cena voice, "Are you sure about that?"
Look,
because I told him, I said, seriously, do you want me to be honest? Because if you want me to be honest, I'll be honest. And he said yes, so I was honest.
I would exercise a different strategy for my exit survey, because I think it's hilarious they call it an exit survey. Oh no, your ankles are gonna be fucked! Oh, you did a good thing there, Omega. Damn, those are pro moves. Yeah, so in Risk of Rain, parkour from Warframe totally works. Yeah, why is it called a survey? It's like 10 out of 20 people who quit all said that their manager is a giant cunt. So,
oh no, my manager's great. He's an awesome individual.
Well, somebody's a cunt, I'm sure of that much.
Yeah, no, the company as a whole. And
what is a cunt?
Very much known.
What is a cunt but a hole? See, walked right into it.
So is an ass.
Boom, Madden moment.
Well, boom, tough acting to acting. But no, they were like, what is the reason why you're leaving? Because you're affecting my mental health. That's why. because this job is making me very anxious and extremely depressed. That's why.
Your job, well, I mean, the root cause for all that is you would be willing to put up with a certain amount of punishment if the pay was good enough. So I always default to because your pay sucks.
See, here's the thing: the pay and the benefits are great. The issue I have is that I am tired of, after 6 years, one, not having any growth opportunity, and two, the fact that I am abused verbally by entitled customers for 8 hours a day.
That's just the business, though. Sorry to break it to you, but you're the bad guy on the phone. You always will be.
I mean, it's true. You're not entirely wrong, but
you're not actually the bad guy. You're the perceived bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. I am the target of their ire.
How's Ireland doing in the Olympics?
No clue. Don't care. America's number one.
I like how I suddenly know what the Olympics are. So
I like the fact that America got gold in skeet shooting and nobody was surprised.
Skeet.
Skeet. And I also love how Flavor Flav and I said that really white.
The women's
very white.
See the women's basketball team sponsor?
But I think so. But I love how we have roundly accepted the fact that Snoop Dogg and Flavor Flav are the mascots for the United States during the 2024 Olympics. It makes me happy.
I mean, one wears a giant clock ticking down to death, and the other one does a lot of drugs. So yeah, that's pretty.
It's pretty American.
I mean, honestly, I thought he was just the mascot of this Olympics because France owes us.
Did you hear what Flavor Flav did for this year's Olympics? He single-handedly decided to sponsor the U.S. women's water polo team because
water polo.
Broke.
That
and
one.
He fucking hit him up on Twitter. One of the athletes was complaining on Twitter. They were like saying, "We got no sponsors around the money." He was like, "I got you," and he just he swooped in like a fucking superhero. Like, dude, Flavor Flav is presents as such a joke, but like
he's a genuinely good person.
That's like such a great thing. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's something that I wish would actually get more attention in social media is when Lil Wayne is another one who, like, yeah, the music and the personality come off as, like, he's just a walking meme. But then, like, you go on YouTube, there are interviews with both of these people, and you listen to them talk about their life experience and the things that they have gone through and what inspires them and what has driven them to continue on in their industry, and they are actually insightful, intelligent human beings. They obviously, I mean, it should go without saying that they are anyway, because they are massively successful and they have remained so for so long. So they obviously, they have some business savvy to them. So, anyway, I wish that stuff like that would get more attention, frankly. Instead of the fucking, I don't know which swimmer got, like, a potentially massive E. coli infection from swimming in the Seine.
Ooh.
Which is funny, but it really does not need to be news.
Yeah. I mean, the sign is disgusting.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
kind of knew that going into
disgusting.
Kind of knew that going into the Olympics here. I was like, you're swimming in that?
I mean, it says something that, like, who is their leader? Emmanuel Macron? Is that his name?
Yeah, macaroni.
Yeah. He was supposed to swim in the Seine. 2 weeks before to show how clean it was, and they canceled. He was like, nah, fam, I'm good.
Yeah,
in fact, I think that is a direct quote. Nah, fam, I'm good.
The results from the water test came back, and they were just like, yeah, do you know what bacillus is?
I saw the sign.
And it gave me a staph infection. I saw the sign. Oh,
just
it's
turned
funny,
into a
but
tea
it's
kettle
not.
there for a second. Sorry.
Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, most of the news, we should just keep on trying to make jokes and amusing ourselves in between articles, because every single article is going to be some brand of depressing. Unfortunately, this week. So another one that was posted by Omega, and you might want to talk about this one, Omega, is that the Game Informer has been shut down. It's the gaming magazine that's been around for 33 years, and is a division of GameStop.
GameStop is killing Game Informer magazine, and like, that's fucking tragic. And my first thought is, or was when I read that, was, after the internet banded together to rescue GameStop and give it a second life as a meme stock, and give it this fucking second chance when it was dying, for them to turn on, like, that's just betrayal.
Betrayal of the highest order.
Now, I say this as somebody who has not, for many years now, subscribed to Game Informer magazine.
Oh yeah. Print journalism? How quaint.
In the words of Egon Spengler, print is dead.
So, yeah, we all remember Game Informer. It was probably the most popular. That and PC Gaming Magazine were probably the most popular when I was in the early aughts, like 01, 02, when I was paying attention to that shit. I remember, I'm not sure, I think it was Game Informer, actually, that a friend... I didn't really have friends in middle school or high school. I had acquaintances. An acquaintance in my Spanish class brought in his monthly Game Informer magazine, and he drooled as he showed me a pinup of Lara Croft, the pixelated character straight out of the video game, not an actual human being. And he just had the biggest boner over that. And I thought, okay, I learned something new about you. The weeb has fallen in love with the drawing.
Nobody was surprised.
But they've been around for a long time. They've covered an awful lot of gaming news, and they were in a division of GameStop. And like Omega said, yes, the GameStop was saved, and their stock did go up because of basically a a bunch of trolls on Reddit and a giant meme campaign. But it worked. And the internet community is largely responsible for, if not solely responsible, for the reason that GameStop is still around today. And now GameStop decides to do this. I'm not sure. Maybe they made noise on Reddit and it just didn't work this time. Who knows? I certainly
don't know. The truth, I'm not too. Yeah, like Zero said, yeah, print is dead.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that such an institution of the gaming world is going away. But yeah, I'll just celebrate its existence rather than being too mad that it has to go away. That's the cycle of things, I guess.
I don't like change.
Nope.
And yeah, back to watching what the fuck? Those were mushrooms. Mushrooms? How delicious.
Yeah, little healing mushrooms.
I want more. So yeah, this is I could just sit here and break out the drugs and watch Omega play this, or I could try to be in charge of a podcast. Like I am every week, but it never works.
My friend here, but he keeps running out of mushroom circle.
He's a friend.
Oh yeah, this big guy, yeah.
That
I killed
makes
the beetle guard, the beetle mom thing, and sometimes you get this that yellow thing you see up in my item bar, sort of in the middle.
Yeah.
That calls me a beetle guard ally. Sometimes
Okay.
the beetle queen thing drops, and I get a friend.
That makes more sense now.
Yeah, there are a lot of minions in this game. I've only at this point even discovered a few of them, but they're useful. Drones, turrets, a couple other bigger turrets. There's one turret that's just an incinerator turret. It just flies around setting things on fire. Pretty great. There's an equipment turret where whatever equipment item you have... Oh, hey, achievement. Whatever equipment item you have basically converts that into a drone. And it just spams your equipment item. It's pretty great. Depending on, of course, what equipment item you have, I guess. But, yeah.
Pew pew. Pew pew pew. And yeah, taking damage, but your health is doing good, and you're very nimble. Very dexterous. But you know who isn't dexterous? Bungie employees. Who said that they were caught off guard by a 17% staff reduction. So yeah, Bungie laid off 17% of its workforce last Wednesday. Second round of layoffs.
That PlayStation money sure is coming in handy. Sorry. I'm slightly perturbed about this. And I get it. I know layoffs are a thing in the industry. I completely understand it.
Well,
but
I like my explanation.
Absolute horseshit.
I like my explanation of this, which is we've just seen two gaming we saw Activision, and last week we saw Bethesda unionize. And Sony or Bungie saw this coming. They were just like, oh boy, everybody's unionizing. We got to get rid of the people now before they tell us that we can't. But I like conspiracies.
Well, no, and I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. Because, honestly, that's a plausible explanation. Because Bungie would... Yeah, Bungie would do some shit like that. Because they're great people who do great things for the gaming community.
Don't lie so hard, Zero.
Yeah.
Was there more?
I after they release the most successful expansion for fucking Destiny 2 since the Taken King. They release this shit, and then they turn around and lay off 17% of the workforce that made it successful. Fuck off. And what's even more shitty about it is 2 days before the layoffs, one of the higher ups at Bungie invited all of some of the workers who were ended up being laid off, invited them to see his 2 new cars.
That sounds about right.
Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry. That's just bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
It's a monumental lack of self-awareness and a perfect example of psychopathy in business. So yeah. No, it sounds about right. Oh, boy. So actually in this article, it goes on to mention that they would have laid more people off, but they're trying to integrate, I think, 155 employees with their parent company, Sony, to reduce the need for more layoffs than there were. So what this is, what it looks like to me, Sony bought Bungie back in, 2022, at the tail end of COVID, when gaming was super profitable. And so they came in, they were severely late to that party. And now, pandemic fever has reduced, and gaming is not as profitable today as it was 2-3 years ago today. So yeah, that's just more of that. We're on the tail end of the gaming downsize, which we've talked about on this podcast before. Oh, 17% of staff. Jesus, that's a big cut.
I mean, it is a big cut, and like I said, it would not bother me so bad is if they weren't making money hand over fist.
Well, here's the problem. Their Bungie's parent company is now Sony. That in and of itself is a massive fucking problem, because Sony is not known for being a profitable company. In fact, they suffer in basically all of their divisions except for gaming. Gaming is kind of what keeps them afloat, if I was going to make an extreme metaphor there. Obviously, they have other divisions that run in the black, but look at their fucking movie division. I don't think they've made a successful movie since the second Suicide Squad movie, the reboot. The one that was either a reboot or and nobody knows. Yeah, Sony does not do well. So, womp womp. Sorry, Bungie. But I'm sure Destiny is in a great place, right, Zero? And it'll always be in a great place.
Haven't played it.
Yeah, really?
I have not touched the new expansion. I refuse to spend the money.
Oh, that's right.
And now I really refuse to spend the money.
Wait, I have to look at the... Yeah, okay, it has been 0 weeks since Zero played WoW. Okay. How about some video evidence of that?
Nah.
Yep, he's going. He's doing it. He's indulging.
Well, if Konami would hurry up and release Suikoden, I would be done with this, but they aren't releasing it.
Suikoden!
Every time I say it, Doc has to say it that way.
That's what. Yeah, there's something in my brain that screams that.
It's the weeb inside of you.
Probably. Hey, so I started watching this new isekai called Farming Life in Another World, and it's delightful. Basically, a guy restarts his life, wakes up in a brand new world. Now that the standard isekai beginning, but he gets this magic tool from God, and he's it's like a magic farming tool, and he can farm, and he doesn't really get tired. He can cut trees down really easily. He can plow fields, and he's just growing all this stuff. It's a show about how this guy just loves growing things and making food.
I bet he can plow. I know how those isekai shows are.
It is also, well, there are specific types. This one is technically a harem isekai, so he is surrounded by beautiful women who, I gotta be honest with you, they all look the same. They just have different style haircuts.
That's racist.
Yeah,
but damn, he beat me to it.
But there's not a ton. Most of the sexual stuff is worked into jokes, so it's not serious. It just sort of, in and out. Ha 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 ha. In and out.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, alright. Anyway, anime's fun. And let's see. The next one was, oh yeah, there was do I want to build up to that? No, we've already built up to this enough. Google, I guess this is sort of good news. Google has lost a massive antitrust lawsuit over its search dominance. So this is part 2 of 3. If you will remember, years ago, there was an initial lawsuit came out over the Google App Store and about whether or not it was a monopoly. Google lost that case. The App Store is a monopoly, and they are currently in appeals, I believe. And this is round 2, where the DOJ tackled Google over its search engine and the practices that Google uses to bribe people, like Microsoft, Apple, etc., to make Google the default search engine on their, whatever their devices, their products. And part 3 just started, actually. I think people are expecting a third lawsuit to start later this year, and that will be over Google Ad Services. So, three majorly important things about.
So, what's the lawsuit? What would the lawsuit about the ad services be?
Dominance in ad space. Basically, it's not. Google has made it so that it is the best place to advertise on the web, and there are no other competing venues that can even touch Google Ad Services, and that is in this country a monopoly.
Well, it's also the problem that when they're selling ads, but their search engine, it's also got a search. So it's more an issue that they're combining, that they're both an ad seller and a search engine, which means that, there's, are people, being punished for, if you buy ad services from Google, or you're getting better search results in their algorithm, but the algorithm, if they're being a good search engine, the algorithm should be agnostic to whether or not you buy advertising. So it's like also that kind of stuff.
Another thing that will be brought up in the Google Ad Services lawsuit, which again has not begun yet, will be comparative prices. Because Google is the play, because of partially of what Omega just said, Google is able to charge outrageous sums of money for ad services on its platform. And if you take a look at the next highest internet advertisement platform, which I don't know if that's Bing or whoever the fuck, it's pitiful. The difference is massive. Google is way more expensive, and again, that's another thing that is going to be brought up.
It's GoDaddy.com.
Ugh.
They're still paying Danica Patrick for all of that bullshit. No, I'm kidding.
Ugh.
I have no idea. I just had that was a deep cut reference.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
Jesus.
Remember when she used to drive NASCAR? Those were the days.
No, literally. Oh yeah, I remember a picture of her wearing a NASCAR suit. That's it. Jesus. So one of the things that was part of the Google search engine lawsuit was, and I think this is a bit of a stretch, but it is actually kind of significant. The artificial intelligence aspect of it, because Google is so predominant, because Google has essentially bribed so many large tech companies to use Google as a default search engine. Google has way more analytical data about searches and about search behavior and basically how people think when they are looking for things on the internet. And that information, that analytical data, is very valuable when it comes to developing AI models. And if this continues, the court did point out, not the court, witnesses that were brought in to testify against Google did point out that if Google remains unchecked, not only will they be the biggest search giant in the world, but they will be a shoo-in to dominate the AI industry, which will just entrench them even more as a global superpower of a corporation. And that's just another antitrust suit waiting to happen in the future. So I hadn't thought of that. I thought it was interesting that the article covered that. Everybody wants that analytical data, that juicy analytical data.
You said anal.
I sure did.
I'm sorry, I'm an adult, I promise.
That's fine. I watch cartoons too. So, there you go. One lawsuit, and this again, yeah, a federal judge ruled that Google does have a monopoly here and that they have violated Act 2 of the... What act is it? The Sherman Act? Yeah, they violated Section 2 of the Sherman Act. And the judge will now dictate to Google how they will have to break themselves up. Now, none of that's actually going to happen because Google is definitely going to appeal this, just like they did with the App Store, and they're going to tie it up in court for, I don't know, a decade. But they're 0 for 2 right now, and 3 is about to start up later this year. So we'll see what the court has to say about Google Ad Services. Google, I fucking hate them, because I'm dealing with their shitty fucking YouTube API right now, trying to figure out how to circumvent their goddamn controls because they don't want bots querying YouTube videos because blah 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 blah.
Maybe you should just follow the rules then.
Maybe Google should suck my dick.
Yeah!
Sorry, is that too aggressive?
No, perfect. I loved it. Keep going, I'm almost
Maybe Google should suck my balls. What did you just say?
Maybe Google should just suck my balls, Mr. Garrison.
That was pretty good. Who's the CEO of Google?
I don't know, some twat.
Some yeah, now...
In the words of Wesley Snipes from the Blade movie, who's the president? An asshole.
Oh, I should watch the original Blade movies again.
Oh, so good.
It's been a while.
Watch the original Blade movies, then go see the new Deadpool movie. Please? I'll pay for you to go see it.
No. Jesus Christ, no. They have enough money. I don't need to be a part of that. It's already a wild success. I can sit home and be like, okay, I'm not protesting anything. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't.
I have a seaworthy vessel. I can watch this for free.
I'm not even particularly enthused about watching it. I'm sorry. I know everyone loves Ryan Reynolds because he's so charming and everybody. Oh my God, he's the best. Can you believe there's never been a better actor? I can't believe he hasn't won an Oscar yet. And I'm sitting here like, I can.
Hey, okay. I wouldn't go that far.
I saw Waiting. All right. I saw Waiting. I enjoyed it. That's the only Ryan Reynolds movie that I ever needed to see in my life. Everything after that was just like, oh, it's Waiting again. Sorry. If Ryan Reynolds hears this, he's probably going to be too polite to take offense to it. But he'd still donkey punch me if he could.
He is Canadian.
Don't be racist. That is a horrible, filthy stereotype that Canadians are polite people. Do you know William Shatner?
I do. Is he Canadian?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, he's a dick.
He is. There's there is some
He must be from
hilarious.
Toronto.
There's some hilarious stuff. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Quebec.
Oh no, is that the bad one? Is Quebec the bad one? He must be from
There's
Quebec.
no Canada like French Canada. Yeah, that one. Nah, the Canucks are okay. Everybody likes the Canadians.
Except for the Haitians.
What do the Haitians got against the Canucks?
Oh, apparently, apparently French Canadians are extremely racist toward Haitians.
Because they speak the wrong kind of French?
Apparently.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, all right, fine.
Yep.
So, you know what? If you're gonna start up a state in Canada and you're gonna say, oh, it's basically the France of Canada, then yeah, I guess you got to be populated by rude pricks. I've been to France and I had an extremely nice time. Nobody was rude to me.
Oh God!
I just love the stereotypes. Did I ever tell you when I went to France I got lost in the Moulin Rouge district? I went there on purpose. I was 15 years old. I went there on purpose. I definitely wanted to be in the Moulin Rouge district, but there came a time when I needed to leave, and I could not figure out how to leave.
Did you walk up to a hooker and say, "I'm lost"?
Literally, I did. Yes, literally I did. There was a sweet lady who was probably in her late 40s, early 50s. She was extremely busty and stout and wearing a corset. She looked fabulous and spoke English, and I just asked her, could you please tell me, I mean, a subway station or like, you know, a taxi stand or anything, can I leave? And she was so nice. She was so polite to me and my girlfriend at the time. Told us how to get out.
Never been outside of the United States, y'all. Not even gonna lie. I have no desire to go outside of the United States, if we're being 100% honest.
You should. Jesus Christ, man. I loved everywhere that I went in Europe. I never had a bad time in Europe. Wait, is that true? I think that is true. I never had a bad time in Europe. Poland, Germany. Czech Republic, Slovakia on its own. Yeah, my one regret in life, I was too young to ever go to Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia had an age limit?
It didn't exist by the time I was traveling. Oh, those crazy Russians. So, who's in charge of this shit? Oh, it's me. So, the article that I think Omega posted and Linus responded to saying, thanks, I hate it. Logitech has an idea for a forever mouse that requires a subscription. This is just fucking weird.
Yeah, this is fucking ridiculous.
So the idea here starts off really good. The idea is great. It starts off great, at least. They want to make a mouse that's really well built, a real quality mouse that will last 100 years, you know, through all the clicks and all the scrolling and the rage throwing and the semen that gets all over it. They want to make a really amazingly well-built mouse, and that's a great idea. And then they completely fucked the idea up by saying, well, but, you know, after you buy the mouse, you're only going to have to buy it one time, and it's going to cost like $200, maybe $300. But the reason that it's going to be profitable for us is because it'll be reliant on software updates, and you'll have to subscribe to get software updates if you want to use the mouse.
Yeah, that sucks.
And this is how people stop using Logitech forever. Which is a shame, because I really like Logitech peripherals. I have 3 Logitech keyboards right in front of me. I have 3 Logitech mouses right in front of me. I have a 5.1 Logitech stereo system and a Logitech headset. I like their shit, but if they start doing this, then And find somebody else.
Okay.
I'll start asking people, like, you know, what are great peripheral. I'm not doing the Razer thing, but I don't know. What do y'all use? What keyboard mouse do you guys have?
Corsair and SteelSeries make a good mouse and keyboard.
Masami,
SteelSeries more than Corsair.
Masami, are you still using trackball, or do you also have a mouse? I know you have a specialized keyboard that looks pretty banging, honestly.
Well, so Logitech makes trackballs, for the record. That was like the first model Kosen ever got me hooked on. Then I found a Japanese model that had an extra button when I was actually doing more gaming. But I'm back to a Logitech now because that's my work mouse. And frankly, when my home mouse went, I went, you know what? This thing has 2 connections. I can leave the dongle in my computer at home and use the Bluetooth on my work computer, and I just need 1 mouse for 2 devices. It's pretty boss. And then yes, I have an ASIO keyboard, and it is fantastic.
I imagine. Where'd you?
Where'd I get
remember.
it?
Yeah, I can't remember if you've already told me this, but yeah, where did you get that keyboard?
The ASIO website.
So it is actually a company that makes that stylized. Okay.
Yeah. They've got a whole bunch of of that sort of thing, so to speak. I'm pretty sure the parts are probably made overseas, but they're assembled in California, and that's where they ship off of them. And the best part is they're actually hefty. Like, there's some weight to them. I could use my keyboard as a self-defense device. It's awesome.
It's made of metal. Yeah, no, that's good.
Metal and wood. It's actually a wood inlay on the top.
Man, I appreciate shit like that.
Yeah, it's not very thick wood, but it's wood, so it's something.
Oh, sure. Not that I don't love. I absolutely love my Logitech G510 keyboard, and I will use this for as long as I possibly can. I discovered last year how easy it is for me to take this entire thing apart and clean it and put it back together, and it works perfectly. So, yeah, I and then I got to see the guts of this keyboard. I got to see how it's built on the inside, and holy shit, I was really concerned. Like 10 years ago, I spilled vodka on this keyboard, and I was like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. This keyboard gives 0 shits about getting shit spilled on it. Every single key has a protective, like a stand-up lip around it. I'm trying not to call it a reservoir. But the tray itself is a reservoir. Every single key has a tiny little, protective lip that comes up around it. So if you spill any water in this thing, there are actually 2 drainage holes on the bottom of this thing because it sort of tilts down. It expects you to spill things on it, and it's designed to get rid of the liquid. Fantastic design. And
I'll be damned, it does have holes. I have the 613, and mine has holes in it.
Yep.
I'll be damned.
Those are drainage holes. They expect you to spill sody pop on this, and then wipe it off with Clorox. And Jesus fucking Christ, the LEDs that light up my keys are just... They're gonna last forever, I'm convinced. You can still turn them on and off. And you turn it on and off. Turn my keyboard off, and then turn my keyboard on, and on.
I will say, SteelSeries, I used them for quite some time, but I abuse the shit out of my keyboards. And they...
Just so much semen.
Take it for... I know, so much cum. But no, it's they make great keyboards. They're all metal construction. Every keyboard that they make is got an aluminum base frame. So it's
that from a longevity standpoint, that really appeals to me. But I have to wonder how noisy is it when the keys clack.
Oh, it's noisy as shit.
I fucking hate that. I don't want to.
I don't want when it comes to that.
I don't want everybody in my house knowing when I'm typing.
Right.
Yeah, but that's just you can get different keys. Like you don't have to. A mechanical keyboard doesn't have to be loud.
Yeah.
Like you
This
can
is the first
swap
I'm
the
hearing of
keys
it.
out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they make all sorts of different keys. It's like
Does Leetness know about this?
Yeah. If you get into mechanical keyboards, there's like all the different switches you can buy that can swap in and out of your boards, and the different switches have different. Some are made with extra noise just to be noisy, and those are the ones that everybody thinks of when hear a mechanical keyboard. But yeah, you can get mechanical keyboards that are nearly silent. You can get them with pads in them. You can get them with keys that don't have a click. There's all sorts of different mechanical keyboard designs. And, there are switch designs and different like tactile sensations, different pressures that it takes to activate, all sorts of shit.
I'll tell you what, on my work setup, I use a Corsair K55, and I absolutely love my K55. It's got the membrane. It's the membrane style switches.
It's
which
insane.
Is it in the membrane, dude. It's awesome. I love it.
Insane in the brain.
It's got that mechanical keyboard feel without the loud noise. And it looks pretty.
Wicked wild.
God, that song was so awesome.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the like Cherry MX switches?
No.
That's
yes.
Kind of like the industry standard, like of switch form factors, and like the clicky ones that everybody thinks of. Those are the MX blue, like the Cherry blue. Like the blue ones, they actually have a little notch on the post of key switch that it's a clicker, so that every time you push it, it's not the sound of just the sound of the key being depressed. It's that there's an actual clicker built into it to make a click, and it was to mimic typewriters, but some people love to be fucking annoying. But then there are like cherry reds, which are like the more kind of standard key. Then there's browns, which are a little quieter. There's whites, greens, and there's like so many different types of keys. And then there's all these different brands that are the same form factor that make their own types of keys. So you can go nuts with it. That's why mechanical keyboards can be a dangerous hobby, because you can spend a lot of money on stupid shit.
Yeah, the ASIO keyboard uses the ASIO company uses a customized blue switch. Like someone basically took the standard blue switch, just kind of fucked around with it. Honestly, like we have TikTok to thank for me finding this, because clicky clacky videos of people using the keyboards was what sold me, because I hate loud mechanical keyboards, but the click is just perfect, and it actually kind of feels like an actual like well-functioning typewriter click, if that was ever your jam back in the typewriter days.
Oh my god, Masami. Type what?
Typewriter, dumbass.
Is that some sort of antique device used by Thomas Edison to invent the cell phone? Or is it?
That's how it went.
Yeah, I should stop.
Acceptable. Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, yes, I too, Masami, know what it is like to type on a typewriter, and there is a certain satisfaction. Not like an IBM Selectra or something like that. That's a little too modern, even though those were fantastic. But yeah, old-timey typewriters. They got that little slap when the key goes up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the keyboard that is all ducks, and then when you press the buttons instead of the clicky clacky, it quacks.
I can imagine
so that I can annoy the shit out of people.
I can imagine that being fun for approximately 5 minutes.
Keyboard with butts on the keys, and then it farts every time you press it. That would be hilarious for hours.
Because
Hours.
then somebody posts some dumb shit on one of your TikTok videos, and you want to rage in the comments, but when you're typing, all you hear is quack 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 quack. Like,
Angry quacks intensify.
this does not vibe with my current rage. Yeah, I haven't gotten to the point. All my hardware works very well, and I maintain it, and I take care of it, and I enjoy maintaining and taking care of it, so I haven't gotten to that point where I crawl down that rabbit hole of what are the different types of keyboards and mice and peripherals that I could get. Someday that will probably happen. When I build my next PC, my next gaming rig. But something that I will not be putting in my next gaming rig is going to be an Intel processor. I'm going to definitely go AMD. Not because, I think AMD is... Well, that's not true. I do think AMD is so great. And I do like AMD more than I like Intel. But one of the other reasons why I don't want the Intel is because the 13th and 14th generation CPUs that Intel has put out, turns out they have a kind of critical flaw. They were released with bad firmware, which was basically causing them to draw higher voltage than they needed or they necessarily wanted to all the little switches that go back and forth that simulate ones and zeros, and the higher voltage is basically, that's overclocking. But the CPU wasn't behaving in an overclocking fashion because it thought that it was just operating normally. And when you have higher voltage and you're going through more energy, more heat, more everything, then it can destabilize your hardware if you don't have a specialized rig, and that is absolutely what's been happening. So people have been discovering that their 13th and 14th gen Intel processors, i3s, i3s, i5s, i9s, even the higher end i11. It don't matter. Are fucking burning out. They're just fucking... They're bricking themselves. And
hilarious, honestly.
Yeah, and Intel finally nailed this down, and they're just like, okay, so we can release they're calling it a microcode update. But it's a firmware update to sort of address the overvoltage in 13th and 14th gen CPUs. So if you have, and the thing is, it's most noticeable on their higher end of those CPUs. So the 13900K and the 14900K that are designed to be the best processors out of boxing. Those are or crating, whatever it's called. Those are the ones that work exactly as they are supposed to work, and they're binning. Thank you. Those are the best of the best that you pay the most money for, and those are the ones that are burning out and bricking themselves first. And yeah, I didn't even notice that this was a problem until I saw a different article this week, which was that Intel has confirmed there will be no recalls for 13th and 14th generation CPUs. Non-K65 watt models have also been affected, which is primarily used in laptops, but also budget desktops. So, yeah, they're not going to do a recall. They're not going to... I can imagine a class action lawsuit forming behind this, because this is... I could see an argument that this is gross negligence on Intel's part. And yeah, it's just... people are waiting for... Basically, if you have a gaming rig and you have one of these in it and you haven't noticed a problem yet, then you've shut your computer off and you're waiting for the microfix to come out, or the firmware patch to come out. Because you're risking, every time you boot your computer or use your computer, you're risking doing damage to your own CPU. So this is just a great reason why you should go buy Intel. They're cheaper.
This is going to be a massive class action lawsuit.
I could see that.
Like, how could it not? How could it not be? Literally every single person who has had this and can show any sort of
damage
issues with their computer and their CPU. It's going to be such a I can't believe that there's no recall. I can't believe that they're just like, yeah, we'll just go ahead and push out this firmware update in a month and a half to address this problem. crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Oh boy. So not a great week for Intel. I forgot which game it was that people were noticing this. But there was a game that was the internet chain of logic, which is a game came out, a lot of people were playing it, and they noticed that their processors were dying, so they're like, is it the game's fault? No, and then things sort of progressed from there. But yeah, that's... Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I found a meme. Thank you, Andrew Cunningham, for posting this article. I found a meme. It's the Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar, and it's the you underestimate my power. But Anakin is, or Obi-Wan is an AMD processor and Anakin is an i9. And he's just saying, you underestimate my overclocking power. Don't try it. And then it's just Anakin on fire on the ground. I'm like, yep, kinda.
You're gonna have a recall on this, right?
Fuck no.
Stairs.
Oh, yeah, Anakin,
Right?
yeah. Padme in the field. Like, yeah, Anakin's just like, our processors are burning themselves out because of a fault that we manufactured them with. So you're gonna recall them, right? You're gonna recall them, right?
Right?
Oh, there's another one that I found, which is Obi-Wan saying, you can't just replace every meme with a prequel, setup. And it's Anakin there with the X button. It says doubt. Can't just replace every meme with a Star Wars template. Yeah. Those were not good movies, but we got a lot of really quality memes out of them.
Hell yeah, we did.
That's stupid. Nobody talks like that. Tell her you hate sand. I always remember that one story that Parker told about being with his brother and a friend of theirs outside of a club. Might have been Jillian's in Boston. And they just stepped outside the club for a smoke break, and there were two other guys there, and they just got into a conversation because one of the prequels had just come out, and Parker's brother was just like, "Oh my god, that's such a fucking game, or that's such a fucking lame movie." And the guys introduced themselves as like, "Hey, this is my friend Christian, and I'm Hayden." Yeah, this is my friend Christian, and I'm Hayden. And that's how this conversation started, and Parker's brother was like, hey, if you combined your two names, then you'd be the worst actor. And guess who Hayden actually was?
Oh, no!
Yeah. Parker's brother immediately tried to backpedal on that one, but he was just like, yeah, no, too late.
No, you don't backpedal. You
recognize him.
You just don't. This has happened to me before, meeting people that I've seen on TV or in a movie or something. I'm really good with faces. I'm really good with that shit, but even I don't recognize some people just in a casual, like, everyday setting. Just doesn't click. I don't know. Ask Parker. It's been years since Parker told that story to us. If you don't remember that.
No, I wasn't around for that story.
You were, yeah. You were in it was in our dorm room.
Really?
How messed up is that? The number of drugs that I did in college, and I can remember where we were when we had that conversation.
I don't remember much of anything from
I don't remember. I don't remember hardly anything else. Anyway, the point is that it was not Hayden Christensen's fault.
Now, here's the actual question. You can remember all of that from back then. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I didn't have breakfast this morning. I had a glass of milk. That's what I had. Yesterday for breakfast, I had a glass of milk and a piece of quiche.
Okay, see, you're ruining my bit here.
I don't conform to your jokes.
You're ruining my bit, you asshole.
Be more dumb, damn it.
He's not a Jello mold.
In the words of Winston Zedmore, there's always room for Jello.
I mean, he might jiggle.
I jiggle.
Man, I should post some of the old Jello commercials with the Jello magazine commercials with Bill Cosby in them, because some of them have not aged well.
The Puddin' Pop commercials.
I've never been a fan of Jello, and I don't particularly enjoy pudding either. It's a texture thing.
I love pudding, but I hate Jello.
Pudding's always like, I mean, okay, pudding has a great flavor to it.
No, I love custard, like the texture.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh.
Custard is my favorite.
Unless it's mixed with something like a bread, like in a Boston cream donut. I love Boston cream donuts, but that's because, the custard inside mixed with the donut is really delicious.
Because you like the cream.
But, like, it's also supposed to just take that custard. Yeah.
Smear it all over your nipples.
Whoa. You made that that was really aggressive, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Hey, future lateness, remember Hormone Monster? Remember that show? I think that show is still going. I think there were like 6 or 7 seasons of it, and we just stopped watching it.
Big Mouth?
Yeah, Big Mouth. Good call, yep. But what are you supposed to say to a woman when you really like her? You just thrust your hips out and say, "Dinner is served." Yeah, good times. Alright, that's all the articles. I'm glad that we were able to talk about some amusing, positive stuff outside of the articles, because all that, pretty much 99% of all of that was just depressing.
Did you hear about the Olympics guy?
Who?
The pole vault, I believe it was.
Yes.
Yes, he lost because pee-pee too big.
What's funny is that this is not the first time. Like, this happens every Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, this is not at all the first time that I've seen a pole vaulter hit their junk on the bar. And I think it's just so hilarious seeing it go all over social media. And it's like, yeah.
Lose because PP too big.
There's something to be said for a small willy. Wait, but do we know if, I mean, you can go back and you can watch it in slow motion. It's practically everywhere, so probably people have isolated that it was definitely the dick portion of the junk.
Yes.
But you can have a tiny penis and absolutely pendulous balls, and same problem. Can you imagine running around with a couple melons down there?
That would be pretty rough.
Smuggling.
Hey, look, man, when I run, it's like a tic-tac on a beanbag chair.
Yeah, smuggling some grapefruits.
You need to see a doctor.
There was a South Park episode about that, though. They wanted an absolutely enormous balls so they could bounce around on them. New method of transportation. Thank you. Thank you so much, Masami, for posting that. Don't add context. Just leave the picture of the guy's dick hitting the bar. Why does it need context?
Actually,
yeah, what context do you need? That is the context.
I was just gonna act, Doc. That was all I was gonna do.
I immediately noticed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, thank Kosen for his attention to detail. To dicktail. Oh.
Dictate.
So yes, Masami, I saw that one. I also saw the Olympic pole vaulter who didn't quite make it, which I don't like laughing at stuff like that, even though it is funny, because I'm pretty sure I know how that guy feels. It's like colossal fucking fail on live television in a national setting. That must have been rough.
The one girl who like freaked out and held up the pole vault, the women's pole vaulting, for like 20 or 30 minutes because she could not find her pole.
How did someone steal it?
It got mixed in. It got mixed in with what was it? What did they say? It got mixed in with polls that were for individuals that did not qualify. And somehow hers got mixed in. She had to use a backup poll.
How do they organize all of these Polish people?
So apparently,
Thank you.
Yep.
I guess pole vaulting, the time-honored sport of jumping over Polish people.
Hey!
That's a 3-pointer!
Oh god.
Because it was a tall pole.
But apparently they just put them all in this giant rack and they have their name on them. So yes, racks on poles in racks. But yes.
Pole racks. Something that I enjoy looking at on the internet. Yeah. Who's that asshole firing at you? Who does he think he is? I also saw that Minnie Mouse won a triathlon or something. If you know who I'm talking about, I believe that she is Polish. Actually, there is a woman who on the internet is just referred to as Mickey Mouse because when she talks, she sounds like fucking Mickey Mouse. But she's so wholesome. She was so excited. And then she gave the interview like this, and it was so nice.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. But really, I haven't... Besides what social media has attempted to throw in my face, and usually failed, I have not been watching the Olympics.
I got to watch some of the wrestling this morning. It was nice.
Male wrestling?
Yes. Lightweights, smaller guys, not the big guys.
How tight were their pants?
I mean, they're in singlets, so pretty damn tight.
Did it have, you know how like in tennis they have doubles? So you can have like mixed doubles where a man and a woman are competing against another man and a woman.
I know where you're going with this.
You have that in wrestling?
No.
Somewhere I can watch that? Like,
no.
maybe a Japanese site?
No, oh, well. Maybe.
That's where my mind goes.
Well.
It's like Japanese site, really?
Not at all surprised.
I know these slimes are probably supposed to be enemies, Omega, but I find them to be adorable.
I mean, they are.
Okay. So... I mean, that about does it. That's all my articles. I'm just gonna close that down. Yeah, apart from that... that's it. We can hope for more positive news as the week progresses. Hopefully somebody does something terribly clever and good in the gaming world. I think Manor Lords is due for a new update, actually.
Ooh.
If it hasn't already been updated. He added fishing mechanics, and there are now bodies of water on the map, which I think is nice. It will be. He also added, because there are now bodies of water on the map, and because there are seasons in Manor Lords, there is a beautiful, picturesque, summertime, springtime, autumn time water that looks pretty much the same. But then in the wintertime, it has special freezing mechanics for ice, and for water that moves, it doesn't ice over, and the whole thing just looks fucking gorgeous. God, it's a nice game. Really hope that keeps on getting consistent updates. So maybe more about Manor Lords next week. And of course, more Risk of Rain.
Maybe.
And I can't remember if Masami has made a pun in this podcast. I'm going to assume yes. Oh, of course he did. Yeah, alright.
I was about to say. What, are you keeping track of how many podcasts I go without a pun?
Yeah, it's a stat on the crawl.
Oh, that's right, I remember.
Yeah, it's 0 weeks since Zero played WoW, because he was just playing WoW right now. I updated that earlier today. It's 5 weeks since Leetness has been on a podcast. Hi, future Leetness. And 0 episodes since Masami made a pun. It's also been 0 weeks since Doc had a drink. Yeah, I did. I had one last night.
I will continue to make it a goal to at least do one pun every podcast. Come and match me, Leetness.
Yeah, every week I don't have to update the crawl is a good week. Just keep everything at 0. And
You might not have the storage room.
Alright. I'd have to go walk my dogs in 10 minutes anyway, so it's a good place to wrap up unless anybody has an amazing story that they'd like to tell about.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, I ran out of steam in the middle of that.
I got nothing.
Alright, thanks for coming out. Oh, Omega, you got a fucking pasta maker. You got an Italian pasta maker. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I did. That was fun.
Now we're twinsies now. We can make pasta together.
Yeah. Went to a tag sale from 1982 or 4. Not
yeah.
sure. There's 2 receipts in there.
It's solid
The
metal.
actual, oh, yeah.
Those are the good ones.
It's like actually Italian. Imported.
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, pasta makers basically look like 2 rolling pins that are right next to each other, and there's a crank, and when you turn the crank, the rolling pins slide in opposite directions, so you can put dough right through them. And you can also, you can either have an attachment that goes on that has different types of pins, or you can take the rolling pins out and replace them with different shaped ones so that you can make different types of noodles, or ravioli, or anything. And they're extremely handy. If you like making your own dough and you like making your own Italian pasta or European pasta in general, then they are very handy to have, and they're great. And pretty easy to clean, too.
Yay, pasta.
But yeah, and with that victory, we're out. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. That's a new one. Yeah, fuck Elon. Fuck Linus. Fuck Vince. And fuck Nestle.
Putin.
Yeah.
Poo.
Fuck that shit stick. Penis. Later. Penis. Giant penis.